You're now tuned into another episode of Behind the Grind, where we tug on the strings of all things art, music, and entertainment. I'm your host, Young Gage, born and raised, and today I got a special guest with me from New Orleans, an artist and an actor who goes by the name of JAYARSON. JAYARSON, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
I'm JAYARSON, artist, actor, entrepreneur, all around hustler. You know what I'm saying? From New Orleans, Louisiana. You can hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you good. I hear you good.
Louisiana, doing my thing. Trying to make my way in the world and lead by example in whatever I'm doing.
Okay. Cool. So, why don't you give us a little bit more on your background, like, how it was for you in New Orleans and things of that nature?
Shit. Man, I honestly, how I came up, you know what I'm saying? It ain't too much difference from the standard way of business in the area. Like it's a tough area, and I ain't never really understood how tough it was until like I started traveling around and I'm talking to my peers. I'm like, yo, y'all ain't start selling crack at 11? You know what I'm saying? They're like, what? And so I don't think, I didn't even understand it because when you going through this shit, you don't know you know what I'm saying? I don't know it's not normal to sleep on the floor with like 5 other niggas.
Right.
So I didn't even understand that it was sleeping at my grandmother's house, 5 other niggas, 3 niggas in the bed, somebody need to peed on somebody and somebody
Right.
going to pee. I thought this shit was normal. So just growing up in New Orleans and in the surrounding areas, I don't think it's too much different from, I don't want to make it like my story is just so tough and elaborate. Nah, it's like,
Got you.
it's just the standard way of business here, and I ain't really know the extent of how shit really was until like I became a man and I reflect on that shit. Now I got a son that's 11. I'm like, boy, no way in the world you supposed to be doing shit I was doing at 11. You
Facts.
know, just being involved in things, like, you know what I'm saying? Because New Orleans is like one of them different type of cities, and we real like territorial, so it's like a tribal thing, right? It's like Indian shit, right? That's, I truly believe we was here first. I don't think we, you know what I'm saying? It's like real tribal, like, so even though we like 5 miles away from each other, like the lingo changed, the dialect changed, the way you dress changed, and because of that, it's a lot of set tripping going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't fuck with them, they from downtown. Oh, I don't fuck with them, they from the West Bank. I don't fuck with them, they from uptown. I don't fuck with them, they from Kenner. I don't fuck with them, they from the country. I don't fuck, you know what I'm saying? So, it, oh, I don't fuck with them boys from here. Oh, them boys from, oh, they from Shreveport. Oh, they from, so people think we from New Orleans, like we just tripping. No, we do that with each other. So we know we go do the y'all. So it's just a whole domino effect of like, you gotta really talk to somebody from here to understand why we from here, but like, just to bring it back to what we was at, like, just that mentality just come from survival. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think just growing up in New Orleans, like, it's just a different type of environment, like it's super aggressive. So even me being a cool, like I'm smooth, like I was more about money and ladies, like it's things I had to get into. Like my neighborhood fight, I gotta fight with them. I don't have a choice.
Right.
Fight when I get home. So it's really like New Orleans, really one of them like gang banging cities that didn't wear colors. Like it was the same gang banging mentality, like set tripping mentality. It was just without the colors. It was the walls. And then within the walls you got different issues because different walls set up, like, in the summer, front of town, back of town, the project, like, oh, none of them is different. You know what I'm saying? Picture Town, Holly Grove, like them all different places. Like even Nigga Town, that's all in the 17th. So even within the walls, you got internal conflict. So it's it was just hard to navigate through all that shit, like growing up. You know what I'm saying? Me being a cat that would like, I kind of live almost everywhere, every part of the city. So it was just like I had to learn to adapt super fast. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit in the long run helped my career. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, I know dude, he from here. Like different places. Or
Right.
like, just being a familiar face and somebody that when I ain't turning down no fade, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Man, you said something that's not to cut you off. You said something that was so interesting and I never heard it be put that way.
Right.
When you said it's like tribal. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that make a lot of sense. That make a lot of sense, and I never thought of it in that aspect. You know
It's
what I'm saying? So I feel like that was a real dope way to put it. You know what I mean?
gotta look at us, bro. Like really look at the people from New Orleans, bro. We don't look like nobody else. Like
Mhm.
and the tattoos, the second line, and the ooh nah nah, all
Mhm.
that tribal shit, bro. It ain't like you know what I'm saying. It ain't
Facts.
a way to put it. Like it's right there in front of our face. Like and
Yeah.
I don't. And like a lot of people come from out of town. I met people from different places, and because we don't know who we are, they try to tap into the shit, become culture vultures, and take our culture and revamp it. Now you got
Mhm.
Philly, and you know what I'm saying. You got bounce songs in Milwaukee. That's because people infiltrate our culture and take it elsewhere and re-rock that shit and impose it, and they think they created it, which is crazy.
Mhm.
And that's where a cat like me come into play, and I advocate for my city and GDP. He do a great job of like calling out people that do stuff like that. And there's just certain people that's important to our culture, like preservation. Why?
Right. Exactly.
And you know, I would love to say I wave the flag for you know that preservation of our culture in New Orleans, bro, because it's difficult. Like, cause I was doing bounce music and I was sitting down in these label meetings, and they was telling me I sound too New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
now for the whole industry to be sounding like that,
Mhm.
and now you know what I'm saying. What you gonna say now? Like, you know, of course I ain't 20 something years old no more. Cause we was sitting down meeting when I'm 20 something. Like so now,
Mhm.
we want an artist that was your age when you was coming up here trying.
Mhm.
You know, so it's like New Orleans when they got in the game, bro. We savaged that bitch so hard. Like we changed the barriers of how deals made. Master P and Baby did incredible work. Like for us,
Mhm.
like business wise, of how aggressive we are. Right?
Mhm.
They beat the industry in the head so bad. They made it almost impossible for us to go through the door without them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like almost impossible because they got such a scar from New Orleans from doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of.
Right.
So it's a gift and a curse, right? And you know, it's just hard for them dudes to stay like focused on that. Like, I mean, I would suppose I don't know Birdman personally, but I would suppose after having the best rapper alive and having the best rap group possibly, arguably ever, and doing all these things, and Manny Fresh was the best producer for so long, and people still using Manny Fresh Kiss and Master P doing all the things he did. It's almost impossible to still be in love with the things, and like if you continue to do that, it's almost like you're chasing a ghost. So I can't
Mhm.
dudes really I mean they getting rap money and anything, but I can't see them dudes putting the like having the energy to put the refocus back on music in that way to to help the culture in a way.
Mhm.
Like somebody gotta come in and fill that void as a CEO because without that strong aggressive representation, we gonna have to go through one of them two, and that just is what it is. And then like that's even a political subject you don't even get into. Like
Right.
different projects, two different two different ways of thinking in business, and it's just like it's super political. Like in New Orleans, bro. Like you pay attention to it, right? Most
Mhm.
artists here that has a buzz, right? Like No Limit and Cash Money Babies. Like, you know, like I'm a No Limit baby. I never thought growing up that I would be saying that. Like, you know, like
Mhm.
that, all the OGs that support me and hit me up. Like Currency, bro. Currency is the mold that's broke because he's a No Limit and a Cash Money baby combined, and
Mhm.
he was able to tap into his own brand and create a lane that nobody have ever done before.
Mhm.
Go to show you the importance of having those influence and
Right.
combine them both together like Currency did. I don't think nobody will ever do that again. Like you know,
Mm.
like have
Mhm.
both of those mega labels at some point influential part of your career where you could utilize the influence that you had and create your own, and
Mhm.
switched over from analog to digital in real time. Boom, gave Wiz his sauce. Boom, like you created a whole lane. Larry June, Wiz Khalifa, all these dudes. You know, wh- uh, uh, the two dudes that was rapping, I think they were like I forgot their name, man. But he created a whole name like Big Sean's and all them. All them came under that whole Spitter wave, bro. And
Facts.
Spitter is an incredible example of like how to maneuver with your influence and the momentum that you gain. So shout out to Spitter, man. I don't even like I don't even like know him personally either. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
well, what's up or whatever. But yeah, but Spitter just break the mold, man. Just to give an example of why it's important to have those two influential situations, and how you can handle that. You know what I'm saying? So man,
Definitely.
um New Orleans is just like it's a wonderful place, bro. If you learn how to work your move with
Mhm.
if you understand your influence and you understand who you are for real, you know.
Mm.
And I watch a lot of the clippings with you and my dog Double M out the nine. Shout out nine downtown. And,
Yeah, shout out to the Ninth Ward, man. My mama from the Ninth Ward, so if it wasn't for the Ninth Ward, I wouldn't be here. So
uh,
shout out to the Ninth Ward. Lord, she from the lower nine. Don't mind dying. I done heard that all my life. You heard me?
dude, he won, bro. Dude is an incredible, like incredible entertainer, bro. Like
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
like it's only a few people that could like do all those different things, bro. And they just do it so effortless. You just really like undermine how talented they are. But I like that's the people that I'm drawn to because I would suppose that's what I outside looking in. That's the presentation that I present. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
it's
Definitely.
it's like oh damn, that man's really talented. So shout out to him, man. And
Mm.
with everything.
Yeah, I told him that in our interview that he's authentic and what he do and like I said, my people from New Orleans. So like I told him that too. I know what he doing is authentic because I've been around it. I seen it, and he remind me of it. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
But I see the same thing
right,
in you
right,
as
right.
well with your skits and just your overall demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Just the energy in your works. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You authentic in who you are. You solid in who you are. You know what I mean?
That bro.
So that's an aspect that's kind of missing in
Yeah,
today's time.
it's hard, bro, because the money is where the trends are. So it's hard to tell somebody to like be yourself and not get money until
Mhm.
like so everybody go sound the same. Like I would suppose you go back and look at any rapper that ever came out. It's only a few of them. Initially, you could hear the influence in whatever they sound like initially.
Mhm.
First
Mhm.
track, like if someone's influenced by Spitter Wayne or you know,
Mhm.
post style of rap, like it's hard to not be influenced by something. But what the thing is, if you can like take all your influence and invent yourself within it, because all these things influence you and it's your DNA.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. So you said like you gave us a little window of how it was in New Orleans, but I noticed in that you had some other places that you've been that made you realize through comparison. So what's some other places you've been at? What's some
Um,
other places?
man, I never forget, bro. Like my dad or lady like moved to Atlanta, so we used to go to Atlanta, like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying. And this was like right before Cash Money blew up, and I used to go there, and I had cups in my pants, I had some Jabos on, some Reeboks, and they was
Mhm.
man, why you got Tom Sawyer cups in your pants? And I'm like, what you talking
Yeah.
about? Box fade. They like, man, why you got a flat top?
Mhm.
I'm like, man, what you talking about? Everybody look like this where I'm from. And they was laughing at me, bro, right? They were
Mhm.
about Jamaican and all kind of shit. This shit was crazy as fuck. Only for the next winter when I returned, everybody was looking,
Everybody looking like that. Yep. That's how it be.
and they was like, "Man, you was ahead of the time." I'm like, "Bro, it's no head or nothing. I'm really from that. That's what we look."
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, just being in Atlanta, being overseas, like you know what I'm saying, like just seeing different things. Like I've been in Asia, Korea, bro. It was just seeing the world, bro. Like I went to Air Force, bro, at like 18.
Okay.
Um, I signed up when I was 17. I don't know. I just had enough sense to know, like, I don't think New Orleans was gonna be a good place for me. Like, you know,
Got you. Yeah,
around it.
yeah.
And the craziest shit in the world is that I got in more trouble than I would have got at home because there was so many dudes. You wouldn't believe how many dudes go to the military trying to be street. Right?
Mm.
I was like, I was trying to not be street. Like I'm like you know, I'm like no,
You're right.
because there ain't no balance between that. Like I didn't see so many people die at this point in my life. I'm like, man, I'm far removed from the streets, bro. I'm like trying to do something different with my life, only to be only indirectly involved in street shit because that's my DNA. Like, you know, so it was like it was heartbreaking for me like to go through that process and like fighting in a club and shootouts and I'm like, I'm in the military, bro. These people go fry me, I get into trouble for this. Like, you
Mm.
know, like,
Mhm. Yeah.
so I learned a lot about myself. It made me mature even faster. I was already mature, but it made me know how fast I was because I was meeting people from other places, and I'd be like, "Yo, you don't see what's going on," and they'll be oblivious to what I'm talking about. And,
Mm.
bro, look, bah, 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 this about to happen, this about to happen, and then they'll think I'm crazy, and then it'll happen, and they'll be like, "Damn, how you know?" I'm like,
Mm.
"Okay, oh, like kind of slow, bro. Like, well,
Yeah.
I don't have time to think, bro. Like, you gotta be thinking in real time, or you gonna die." Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like it had to take me a moment to understand that I wasn't gonna die. You know,
Mhm.
like because my environment had changed. But um, yeah, man, I've been all over the world, bro. God has blessed me to see different things and understand different perspectives. Like living on the West Coast, you know, living down south, spending time on the East Coast, like I got to see how things are different and why I am the way I am and why I'm wired the way I'm wired. And I think everybody should experience that, man. It'll really help you find who you are and why you are what you are and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, I was blessed to experience that, man, and I learned a lot about life and myself, bro. Especially the time I spent overseas, man. Like I remember man, I remember being in Korea walking through the town, and they had these dogs that they would breed, but the dogs would never touch the ground, right? And
Mhm.
you always think it's a myth. You'd be like, "Oh man, you eat dog." Like you know, growing up in New Orleans, eating Chinese food, my
Mhm.
table barking while they eating, but like I really saw that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I seen a skint dog, I seen skint cats, and I'm like, I see how people live in these third world countries, bro, and the vibe.
Mhm.
I never felt the vibe like that except in certain parts of Uptown. Like Martin Luther King, Claiborne, bro. When you get down, you drop down, bro. That's third world country vibes. Worse because the energy that they have in that place, bro, is so heavy and dark. I felt nothing like that except in these third world countries, like talking about like Mexico, Haiti type vibe. Like no
Yeah.
nothing else feel like that, bro. And that's what made me know like where I'm from was a special place. And I always connect with dudes from these places because they my spirit heavy like that too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Automatically, boom, Haitians, automatically with West Indian people, automatically with the Africans. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Even if we ain't really care for each other, it was just an automatic understanding. Like, okay,
Mhm.
okay, it was like back to this. Okay, he's from my tribe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like okay, I signify with him. You know, I know his DNA is similar. I get it. You know,
Mhm.
like some of them dudes I still talk to this day, man. Shout out my dude VI. Yeah, man, I still pull up on my dude in Vegas, bro. When I touch down in Vegas, and be family. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Mhm.
thing about traveling the world and being in the military, the bonds I got with people, my man Belize. Shout out to Jacksonville. just real balance. Like I've been in real situations with these dudes, and like we battle tested, bro. And like I was best man at his wedding. You know what I'm saying? One of the groomsmen. And I'm pretty sure when I get married, he'll be the best man at my wedding. And my
Right.
kids also, I'm thankful for the bonds that's created over time. People I met in the military, my man Sliz, my man Ahmad. It's a lot of people I met. My man Joey from Queens. Like, I tap in and fly in any city. I'm good in any city because of that. I can
Yeah.
really pick a city in the world and I know somebody that'll go pull up on me. My man Keith, man, I never forget my one of my kids' mothers was going deploying um for Afghanistan and my flight got delayed to pick him up. He was stationed in South Carolina. So by the time I was getting there, her flight to leave Afghanistan was flying out, but my flight got delayed. My man picked my son up from the airport. My man picked him up from her base. He drove all the way from Columbia, went to Sumter, picked my son up, drove my son all the way to the airport, and he didn't even want to take the gas money from me. I made him take it. So it's just relationships and bonds that I got with people like that. So shout out my man Keith. I never forget that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you meet some real solid people in these situations. And I met a lot of phony people is uh countless, but what I learned to appreciate is like, people be so focused on hate, man, they hating on me, man. Focus on the love, bro. Focus on
Exactly.
if you got 10 supporters, bro, drop content for those 10 supporters that support you.
Exactly, man.
You know what I'm saying? People be so quick to reply to the negative comments, bro. Go reply to the positive comments. The fire you
Mm-hmm.
sent 4 weeks ago that you ain't even replied or like the comment back. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Like it's just like, once you get your thinking pattern together and like, and realize, bro, life ain't about uh focusing on the negative things
Mm.
and in that positive direction, you go look at things differently. You know what I'm saying? You go be like, damn, you're
Mm.
right.
Mm.
So, yep.
Bro, I respect your mindset, bro.
Hey, thank you, bro. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I've been peeping you for a while, bro. Like
Yeah.
watching you. Bro, I watch you grow your hair out. You feel me?
Yeah, 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 man, yeah,
But it
yeah.
how so it's great.
Likewise, bro.
Yeah,
Likewise. I know we've been following each other for a minute, but
yeah,
I
man.
know it's different once you get to actually have a conversation. But just from how you speaking, bro, like no
Yeah,
cap, like the kids say, bro. I really respect your mindset. I'm peeping what you're saying. Spirit heavy. I know you tapped in with spirit, energies, frequencies, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I admire the fact that you got to move around the different places and to actually, put those together and take a bit from here and there as a survival skill, just to move around in life. So I think that's really, really dope, dog.
I appreciate that, bro. And
Hmm.
so like my mother did an amazing job in parenting, bro. My father was a great parent as well, bro. And it's
Hmm.
important to install these values in your kids, bro, because like, I was talking to my homie and we was just like he was breaking it down to me how like one of these billionaire dudes like Warren Buffett or somebody took his grandkids out there with him.
Hmm.
And I was like, why he did that? He was like, because he said that they his kids already got tainted by the world, but his kids directly was under him. He basically like, I don't have that kind of connection with my grandkids to feel like I'm liable for their mistakes.
Hmm.
I'm like, wow, it changed my pattern of how I see things. Like, cause even with my kids, all the game I get them, bro. I mean, I could walk them through step by step on what not to do in life, and if they listen to me, they was beyond succeed. But it's just times they just don't want to listen. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
that's just part of parenting, right? And
Right.
I'm like, damn, they're already tainted by the world. So it's important to be a solid parent or have a solid mentor in life because whatever you trying to do, bro, if you're trying to do podcasts and get a mentor, you're trying to rap, get a mentor, whatever you
Hmm.
do, you can't you only go grow so much knowing what you know. If America don't,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
we have a hard time with ego. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just people in general, we battle the flesh, you know what I'm saying? We be,
Mhm.
oh, I could figure it out. I could do this, I could do that. Like, nah, you need help. So back to what I'm saying, like proper parenting, bro, like because without that proper foundation that I got from my parents, bro, like I wouldn't have the insight that I have. Like my mama used to tell me I was gonna be a king, bro. I used to be like 3 years old, and I remember that. You know what I'm saying? She's like, you gonna be a king. Like, it wasn't nothing else. She prepared me for kingship. You feel me? So
Mhm.
my mother did an amazing job with that, bro, and I love her to death for that.
That's dope, man. That's real dope, man. So look, let's get into what inspired you to get into rap.
I'm from
What
a music.
inspired
Um, Man, I said this in interviews before, bro. Before we could even walk, sometimes the trumpets in our hand.
Mhm.
I had a piano, and my grandfather, he was a pastor, whatever, right? And he had like piano in the den. Like my grandmother had this like real old school style house, right? My grandfather had a piano on the den, so I would go over there, play on the piano. Didn't know what I was doing, learn a few keys, and then like I must have been like 5. I want to play the saxophone because my parents used to listen to Kenny G all the
mm.
time, Michael Bolton and shit like that,
Mhm.
and jazz, BB King, and all these different things. It wasn't like one. My mom listened to everything, so I was just super influenced by music, and I played instruments. I played the drums. Like it wasn't. It was just DNA. It wasn't even nothing I tried to do. Like my father sang in the choir. Like you know what I'm saying? He was a well-known gospel singer in the New Orleans area. So it's just like it was already there. It was nothing I tried to do. Like you know what I'm saying? It was just like music
Mhm.
already super influencing. And my first rap, I might have had been like 10 years old, bro. And I took 2 tape decks and I
Mm.
rapped. I played the beat in the other one. And
Yep.
once I it's on wax, it was it. Like that was it. I was I was a different kind of kid, bro. I got a cousin named Josh, and he always tell me we was trying to play basketball, and you was like, I ain't going to play basketball. I'm going to watch rap videos, and he was like, you was one of them kids I'll be walking around like singing Rump Shaker. All I want to do. And he
Yeah.
was this dude talking about, and then he saw the video, and he was like, oh. So I used to know, like I saw Uncle Luke on TV. I was like, I'm gonna be that.
Mm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I seen Two Live Crew with the girls. I seen I was influenced by that initially, and then just growing up in the time when New Orleans took over the music scene, like watching Cash Money Van ride a bike around, sticking Cash Money stickers on stop signs. Um, Seeing C Murder, seeing Mac, like seeing these dudes. I'm like a little kid. I'm like, this is amazing. Like and like go back to that No Limit Baby thing. Like my cousin uncle was security for Master P.
Mm.
So we would sneak the cars, like get in the car, sneak the cars. We riding around in the Benz. We ain't even supposed to be doing this, like So it just go back to what I'm saying, like just to elaborate what I was talking about, like either No Limit Baby or Cash Money Baby. Like you get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah, I know
Like
exactly what you're saying.
that, like seeing that, like and just being around that. It's nothing else I wanted to be, bro.
Mm.
Watching partners in crime do their thing. Watching UNLV and partners in crime go back and forth. That shit was like the
Mhm.
ever, like to me.
It was.
And
Yo, let me ask you this, because I know I'm not tripping.
go
All right,
ahead.
so remember Silk the Shocker. I just want to know if you know Silk the Shocker is his first single. You know that dun, 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 dun. Wasn't it another New Orleans artist had that song first, had that beat first?
Man, Master P always did that shit, man.
I know I wasn't tripping. I know I wasn't tripping. I feel like you would know at least, like if you don't know who it was, you know what I'm talking about.
That beat first. It was Fright Night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Trey, it was
Yeah.
Fright. And Master P do that, bro. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. Like Master
I
P
just knew it.
of like doing it better. That's just what P do, bro. As it is
Yeah.
what it, he can't, he
Mhm.
be like, oh, all right, like that's how it just go like that sometimes. But yeah, Trey had that beat Fright Night, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what
I know
happened.
that.
That's crazy because like growing up, my sister boyfriend at the time was Trey's best friend. So I'm really growing up around rap. Like that's
Right.
all I'm seeing is real rappers. Like MC Thick is my god brother. Like
Okay.
so it's like
Yeah.
crazy. I'm a little baby. And I remember like Big Stu. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's crazy, bro. Like it's just being like It was just designed for me, bro. Like it was nothing else. I was around. Like it was nothing else. Like. And then on top of that, all my family hustlers and stuff, and they listening to it. They listen to
Mm-hmm.
I'm being around the dudes that's creating the music. Like I was just super influenced, especially by my own culture. But
Right.
initially, like what was on TV, and then it got to the point to where only we was on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like it wasn't. I was just influenced by what was around me, bro. It was like and even if I didn't rap, I probably would have been a writer for somebody. Like I'd have wrote.
Right.
So it was just there. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't really nothing else set out for me, bro. Like I ain't seen nothing else as a kid, bro. Besides,
Oh,
like I was a pharmacist, and then I figured out how to do that. And I was like, fuck it, I ain't doing that either.
right. Right.
like
right.
so, I mean, it's just a beautiful thing, bro. Coming from this city, like musically influenced. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, who are some of those influences or some of those artists that just stuck out above the rest that really just
Lo-
solidified it for you?
locally or globally?
It don't matter.
Um,
Both.
shit, Hot Boys,
Mm-hmm.
Biggie, Jay-Z, Partners in Crime, UNLV, B Live Phil, LOG, uh, the whole state prop movement, Beanie Siegel and all that, cause them dudes they reminded me of like somebody from the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like certain parts of New Orleans, that was like heavy. Like in the Southern Ward, man, that's all they listen to, bro. Like Beanie Siegel and State Prop, like you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, Mia X, Brian ain't gonna lie, bro. It mainly from my own city. like,
Right.
but it was some West Coast shit I was influenced by too, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't really like a big fan of like that, but I gotta give it up to the albums of Doggy Style and The Chronic. Like
Right.
that was incredible albums. Like to this day, they like no skippers and Snoop was freestyling on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the composition of everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So man, I and later on in life, bro, I learned to appreciate Scarface. I just hated his beat selection. Like you know what I'm saying? But then like
yeah.
I listened to the fix and I was like, oh yeah, this is it. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
it made me understand like why. Cause I never understood why people used to be like, man, Scarface, like all the older dudes. I'm like, whatever. But then like, UGK, Pimp C, oh man,
Right.
um, Trick Daddy, Luke Two Liar Crew, like bro, I was just influenced by all these things we're talking about. You could hear these influences in my music, like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Master P for sure, Master P for sure. Nobody out hustle dude. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
He let me see that it's possible, bro. Like and then like Master P post my shit on his page before fuck my head up, bro.
Word?
Yeah, he reposted the ice cream man video I did, and like he sent his assistant to come holler at me.
Man, that's dope. That's dope right there.
And P don't even know what that means to me to this day, right? You know what I'm saying? Just like, cause it's already hard. You be doing this shit, and it just sometimes that shit feel like it's in vain. And I
Mm-hmm.
get it for him to post it. I just really was naturally influenced by that.
Right.
Hit the post, man. I'm riding around my city listening to this right now. And that was the lines of it. He was like, and if I can make it out, you can make it out too. He was just like basically telling me keep going.
Yeah.
That shit meant the world to me, bro. Like just to have one of the greats, and he just posted it on his page, like off the love. Like, you know, I'm like, on
Right.
real
Yeah.
page.
Ain't nothing like that reassurance from somebody that you respect or you look up to. You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
it's a lot of times when you meet them folk or you cross paths with them folk, and it's the other way around. You
Listen,
know what I'm
bro,
saying?
I got a long list of situations where I met artists, and I'm like, God damn, I wish I wouldn't have met that nigga, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real. But then, like, I ain't gonna lie, I like indirectly met Boosie, and I was like, oh, all right, like this nigga is him. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
He really from the trenches, like, you know what I'm saying? And I spent a little time in BR, but I don't know too much about it like that. I mean, I did more music and tapped in with a lot of artists that's legendary from the area, but I ain't never really like I got beats with Shopping with Ken and uh Mob God. Me and him got a couple records together and just stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that's humbling too.
Yeah.
Like, but at the end of the day, I never really would experience like meeting y'all legends and celebrities from there. So when I met Boo indirectly, I was
Mm-hmm.
pissed about that because he was just a person I just didn't want to be a fuck nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, right. Well, he not. He not. He authentic. He is who he is, regardless where you put him at. He is who he is. What he rap about, all that, super transparent. I met him a few times. I hadn't done any music with him, but he authentic.
So
So
I
yeah,
really do. I'm not gonna get into the people that was unauthentic because I'm not promoting negativity. But
right.
people that I met that was like I met YG and dude was cool as a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, oh, all right, cool. It was refreshing to see that people from different places, they still um grounded, because that's
Mhm.
the thing. I don't want to. I know, like I've experienced a little success to where somebody might feel like I'm this or I'm that, but I'm just like you, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go through
Mhm.
fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
I might not have it today too, but that don't mean I ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't. I don't believe in painting the facade for the people. Like, I'm the person that'll tell the people like this rap shit is fucked up. It's smoke and mirrors, bro. Like,
It definitely is.
I got to a good point, maybe like 4 years ago and monetized, bro. I'm like explaining it to these kids. I'm like, bro, you think I got time to wait 2, 3 months for a $4,000 check, bro? You must have that before. I'm gonna live off 16K a year, bro. Cause that's what's going on with rap right now.
Right.
Until I figure out how to increase it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just giving you true analytics. I'll pull out my phone and show them to them. I'll show them my YouTube numbers. I'm like, bro, I got videos 9 million. You feel me? And I got some videos 2,000.
Mhm.
Bank on this shit, bro. You don't know what the fuck go happen. I might
Exactly.
drop a video I can't stand, and the fucking people just love this one part in the video they keep replaying.
Right. Right.
So it's like that shit is not. If you not working at this shit every day, figuring it out, it's not solid enough for you to not figure some other shit out. Like boom, shout out to Lil Temp. My
Mhm.
84 bags being what I am, what I am.
Mhm.
So I got the 1804 Sapa said Nabule bags. But
Mhm.
like I'm always figuring it out, you know what I'm saying? Trying to keep it going. And sometimes that shit just take time. Wrong one built in a day. And then sometimes you could have some shit that just pop. So like please, you don't get caught up smoking mirrors and thinking you gonna be a rapper and get $1 million. You probably go owe them bitches $500,000 first deal. Like, you
Facts. Facts, man. Facts.
feel me?
And I appreciate you saying that because, like I said, this is behind the grind, and it's basically to give you an opportunity to speak on what goes on behind your craft, behind the music, and behind your endeavors, and also to give those who following their footsteps or thinking they want to do this, giving them some advice or letting them know how it really is, so they can get a truer expectation of things. You know what I mean?
This shit ain't for the weak, bro.
It's
And
not.
working every day. Every day, wake up and think of some content because it's not just about rap no more.
Mm-mm.
Like they want to know who you are. Like I got so many people that come to me that ask me for advice, and I'm like, bro, I don't even know who you are. All I know is you spin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know your story, bro. I don't know who you are. Who is the man? Like, what's behind the man? Like, what do
Mm-hmm.
you connect with your audience and your personableness with your story, bro?
Right.
Like, I don't want my people to think I'm just Poppy Chulo, just running around with just big booty chicks all day. Because that's not.
Right.
I mean, I could, but that's not the life I'm living in this point of time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want people to think that I'm just outside looking for beef. I'm not doing that. I'm a daddy, bro. A
Yeah.
father. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man at the end of the day, in all aspects of whatever the definition of a man is. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fighter and a protector for my family and my loved ones, bro. And I don't want these kids to be so out of touch with reality that they feel like they gotta spin to be a man. That shit don't make you a man. Really, not spinning make you more of a man than spinning. Unless you,
Mm-hmm.
because kings sit down before war, bro. I don't just go to war. I'm a king. I'm not about to just go to war and just get my people slaughtered for what? We could sit down and talk this out. That's why kingship and manhood come into play, bro. But like we don't know how to communicate. It ain't no conflict resolution, bro. Well,
Right.
and I'm just saying Louisiana as a whole, like it ain't we don't understand conflict resolution, but this shit go back to the Willie Lynch theory, bro. Like we was taught to hate ourselves. Like this
Right.
and I won't clutch my gun more than a motherfucker that look like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like why is that? Why you taught that? Why when I'm in a store and they got two older black ladies with their kids or something, they scared when they see me, and I'm the person that's gonna stop somebody from doing something to them.
Right.
Like, where's the mentality at? Like, who taught us that? Who told you your hair was nappy? I heard Malcolm X say that before. Like, what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like so it's just like, it's crazy, bro. And I just try to be a part of that spark that creates a change in the thinking pattern in our people, bro. And hopefully, like, we could press forward in a positive direction towards triumph as a whole as for our people. Because like, even like just figuring this shit out, bro, because I done got rich 2 times. I ain't know a motherfucking thing about taxes, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know shit about taxes, bro. I ain't know that you had to take that money and distribute that money to write shit off. Like the detailedness of it. You feel me? I was just like, fuck it, I'll pay them bitches. Nah. How you gonna pay them bitches? You owe them 60K, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's just like, it's a lot of decisions that I made that led me to this, man. That shit humbled me more than ever, bro. Just like, like I I ran up uncountable amount of money at an early age, bro. So now I'm just repairing the damage on what I did, not from not knowing. Like my people would perish for lack of knowledge. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I spread that knowledge when I see somebody doing anything. I grab them pull them to the side.
Yeah.
Look, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? They come like, damn, that work. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the stage that I'm at, you feel me?
Yeah. Each one teach one, man. Each one teach one.
And that's part of your duty as as a man of God too. You supposed to
Mm.
get that knowledge. You feel me? And that's what God hold people accountable for. On Judgment Day. You feel me?
Right.
You could have helped this one. You ain't did that. Why you ain't help him?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't
Mm.
want to be God. Well, I ain't help him because I don't know. I ain't think he was go. And who am I to think what he was gonna do? My whole thing is just to give him the knowledge and whatever he chooses to do with that. That's not on me no more.
Right. And I respect that because that's one of the values I live by. I'm gonna tell you, what it is, but
Right.
what you do with that's on you. But whatever the outcome is, I rest that night. I rest easy knowing that I told you.
For sure. For sure.
I ain't hold it from you. You know what I'm saying? I got that pothole right there in the street. I told you. Now, if you want to keep walking and fall in it, that's on you. But I feel better knowing that I
So,
told you. You know
So
what I mean?
that's big, bro. Cause like it's a few people in jail. They like, bro, you told me. I'm like, I
Yeah.
told you, man.
W-
Listen,
One of my dogs told me, well, he said something when we was in high school when we was getting our rapper thing going, and I think it was in one of his lyrics, but he just always used to say it. He was like, "Yeah, I'd rather you hate me today and love me tomorrow."
right, right,
You know, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you the real. You can hate me today, but you love me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Once you realize what I told you was real, you know what I mean? And that stuck with me. It
right.
stuck with me, bro.
Big. That's big, bro. Cause like you might hate what I'm telling you, but then when it sink in or when it happen, if you a man, you gonna come back and be like, bro, you know what? I misunderstood you. I had you wrong in the situation. Cause men, I feel like men should be able to talk out any problem, bro. And that's
Hmm.
man, like the misfile and all the shit that we was taught, bro. All the shit that we admired growing up, man. Half of that shit was bullshit. Just like how we was taught, like, man, fuck a bitch, fuck a hoe, woo, 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 woo. Like, you know what I'm saying? A woman is one strong woman is gonna be the backbone of your success.
Hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? And like, I spent so much time just I'm a dog these hoes, I'm a dog these hoes. Like, karma had to kick in for me to
Mm.
get like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's that a lot of shit we was taught was just wrong, bro. And at the end of the day, it's cats like you and me that supposed to help change the narrative. Hopefully,
Definitely.
do our part in the mix of this shit.
Yeah. A lot of times, bro. A lot of times is folks be feeling like how we feel, but they don't have nobody openly saying it. You know what I'm saying? So you saying how you feel allows me to confide and have confidence to me agreeing to saying that too in a society that don't necessarily promote that. You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? There'll be a lot of cats who feel how we feel. They don't see it the same way they see the other stuff being promoted, the other stuff being celebrated. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they'll hold it in their chest.
the righteous path will be the righteous path is different, bro. And that's what you gotta understand. That path is easy, bro. It's gonna
Hmm.
pray that this gonna be this, gonna be that, cause that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Path go be shunned upon, bro. Bro, look, I don't want to change the subject because I got a funny BG story for you, right?
All right, come on.
But I don't know dude personally like that or nothing like that, right? But it was just funny, like listen to Double M talk about you a battle on, right?
Hmm.
BG don't know how influential he was to my career of me like taking it to the next level. Because shout out my dude, Ken Sloan with Street Falcon and Management. He was he from South Carolina, but he was in Valdosta, and they had a radio station in Valdosta at Valdosta State University, right? And BG goes to the show, and they live on the air. And
Hmm.
yeah, I'm managing a cat from New Orleans, and BG was like, "From my city." You know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. And I was like, so I was like, it wasn't like a negative thing, no. He wasn't trying to play.
Right.
I don't know, dude. Right. So after that, I think I went bananas on like putting my brand in everybody's face.
Right.
I just had no clue. I was just so arrogant at the time, like, and I had no reason to be. I was
Mhm.
working, you know what I'm saying? I just thought looking good was solidify the work. You know?
Mhm.
Like so I was just like, damn, sometimes people don't be knowing how inspiring they are in different ways, and BG inspired me in that light. And I still don't personally know him, but I'm pretty sure he probably ran across something, man. Mutual partners and stuff like that. And he
Mm.
older than me, of course, but shout out to BG, bro, for making me get out my ass. You hear me?
Yeah. Definitely, man.
You know,
And I feel you, bro. I mean, shit, that'll do it for you.
man,
You know what I mean?
I was like, damn, he right. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like a different turning point for me when that happened to me. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. I got a couple more stories, bro. Misdemeanor, bro, Misdemeanor, he don't even know like man, I damn near can't the album listen to Mina. You heard me? Mina is
Mhm.
a real big brother to me, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't have like too much of that going on. Like brother relationships that people that I met within the industry, like International T, Cali of all these people I consider like, these them my people like on a different level, right? So me and her like listen to my album. It was a
Mhm.
album. I was kinda ahead of the game doing the bounce music before everybody was doing it. And me and her was like, he ain't like the album. And I'm like, why you ain't like the album? He was like, cause I feel like you should have called me up and got some of the authentic bounce sounds and but it was non-conventional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Looking for something more conventional, which I'm kind of mad at myself because I should have still pushed it because
Mhm.
it wouldn't. It was non-conventional what he thought it should be. You know what I'm saying? And that's where your hustle should step in. But I respect what Mina say so much, and they ain't his fault or nothing like that. And this ain't a negative thing. It was just
Mhm.
value what he say so much. I canned the album. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So shout out Mr. Mina, man. That was definitely one of them situations I look back on. I start laughing, but when it was happening, it wasn't funny because he was low key like really not happy with me, but not really. You know what I'm saying? And we had,
Right.
we always have like man to man talks and stuff like that, but we had to like really have a talk where I'm like, bro, it wasn't like that. Like I just really wanted to do this myself. But he was like,
Mhm.
so having what's the sense of having solutions if you don't use them? You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Had access to me like that, and I was like, "You right, bro. We ain't gonna never have to revisit a conversation like this again." Yeah, shout out Mr. Mina, man. That's my dude for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think partners in crime get the just due that they deserve.
Man, you remember that song? You better believe it. You better
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It ain't gonna slow, man. They ain't put him in the video.
Word?
Yeah, that's go Slim on that hook, man.
Dawg, they really influenced a lot of my childhood. Like a lot of my childhood was like, New Orleans rap. So like, UNLV partners in crime, mystical,
With a pump on the night walk, I bet it was.
yeah, so like I just remember like that's when everybody's wearing them Gucci's. I used to go to New Orleans every summer, every weekend,
Right.
and one of my dogs, they used to always play that Gucci song, and my cousins that always play the Gucci song, but they was hard up on that, them Eastlands,
Yeah,
them Gucci's, and ballads. You're a busy man, and I appreciate you, you taking time out for this interview. You know what
I
I mean? Like real talk, bruh.
was
Real talk.
some real ground. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We cover some real ground, like real conversation. I love interviews when I don't feel like interviews. When I feel like I'm just running it with somebody, like, cause it's just so much fake stage shit going on.
Yeah. And,
So,
I'm gonna tell you, this interview is about you, But when you said that the people wanna see like who you are, they want to get your personality. I know I'm guilty of that because I'm like, in real life I'm a reserved dude. I'm not for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
but you still gotta show them why you're reserved.
And that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at with it. But also I wanted to give people that same opportunity. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I know the podcast or the interview, it's so easy and accessible for everybody in hands. It can get watered down, but I wanted it to be a platform to where it could be some real life conversations and you being able to express yourself in a way that you probably hadn't before, or just be comfortable to express yourself as your true self. So that's what this whole platform is for.
Right.
You know what
Well, you
I'm saying?
tired, brother. You caught my attention, and I got ADD, bro.
Yeah, 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 man. But you put up your bag earlier. That was one of my questions. So how did that collaboration come into play with Low Temp? That's the name of it, right?
That low tempers, that man, Scanuti, a real brother to me, man, and he created the brand Low Temp, and he always was just like, man, I'm gonna get you in on it, I'm gonna get you in on it. And I was like, not right now, not right now. When it's time, we gonna do it. And then I just I started getting in my bag, like designing, doing like my own merch with the t-shirts with the cross on it, with me on it and stuff. And then like I was just like I came up with the idea, and after
Mhm.
that I shot it over to him. He got it pressed up, and that was a wrap. We figured out the revenue split, and then we just did it. It was nothing that was even. It was planned, bro, but it was nothing that was pressed. Like it was so organic on
Mhm.
the proper like because I feel like a lot of that shit is art. Like I'm a true artist, right? And things
Same.
so it's non conventional. I just might wake up and have an idea, which,
Mhm.
which is a gift and a curse because it doesn't always help business wise.
Mhm.
But that was more like art. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, okay, I'm ready. This is the idea I have in my mind. Wow, here,
Mhm.
and he got it done. And it was just like cool. I sent them the template of what I wanted, how I needed it. Sent them the font, sent them the colors. I just made it real easy for him. And
Mm.
we worked out the split, and that was it. Put it on the site, and that's done. So go to liltemp.com and type in the JAYARSON promo code and go get straight.
Definitely. I respect that, bro. I'm an artist as well. Like, I don't know if you see that logo back there. The
Right, right.
lyrics. I designed that like 14, 15 years ago.
Crazy.
Oh, you
Timeless.
know, but like art, you know what I'm saying? So I started with the drawing first, and the drawing went to just writing my thoughts, and those thoughts turned into poems, and the poems turned into raps, and the raps into, so on and so forth. So like I just find myself uh trying to figure out which lane I go. So in the means of creative expression, if I can't think of no rhymes, then I'll mix a song. Can't mix, and I'll make a beat. Can't
Hold
make a
on,
beat, then I'll draw. Hmm?
you mix and engineer your shit too?
Mm-hmm.
People like that are freak of nature to me, bro. Cause it take me weeks to listen to a song to hear what's wrong with it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I cannot do that like that. Like my ears get so numb, and my voice is an instrument. Like I got a real baritone
yeah.
tone. Like you know what I'm saying, and it's not conventional. Like people got high pitch or deep tones. That's like what's popping in music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And because my voice is so distinctive, sometimes the bass drown me out. Sometimes I drown some instruments out. So I have to listen to this shit for weeks, bro.
Mm.
I'm talking about weeks of listening to music, months, and that hurts me because sometimes it takes a long time for the music to come out because I'm still like this bitch ain't ready. I don't know what it's missing, and then one day I wake up, I'll be like, oh, it's missing a cowbell.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
know this.
it be like that, bro. I promise you. It's the same. It's the same with me. I just think just I think once you learn like yourself,
Yeah.
you start to incorporate that your quirks into your everyday. I used to say, people would look at the things that they're so called wrong with them, and try to change it. And I say, nah, them your superpowers, them your quirks. How every superhero got a little something they can do the other one probably don't do. But that's how they save the world. That's how they interact with fighting crime. I'm very detail oriented, and very analytical. So ever since I started like making music, when I hear music, I can't hear it to enjoy it. I can
No.
enjoy it, but I just hear like, oh, I see where they punched in, punched out.
Yeah.
Or they panned that to the left or the right. Oh, this too high or this too low. Or they
I
put
don't
too
like.
much of this. You know what I'm saying? I can't listen to nothing without it being like that. And
I,
I'm super critical, but I'm also super critical on myself. So I can get into that loop of being like, nah, this could, other people will come. I don't really let people hear too much because in my past I would oversaturate people. So when I put it out, they didn't heard it. So now you're not going to listen to it on a streaming platform. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you what's good. I got like 5 people that's musically inclined that I send music to that I don't care
Uh,
rate them. You can hear me?
Hold on, say that again. You say you had
I got
five.
like
It had glitched up.
I got like 5 people that I sent unreleased music to that's musically
Hmm.
inclined that I know a couple of them don't like my style of music, but I'm not
Mm.
sending them for what they like. I'm sending it to them for the clarity of
Mhm.
what's going on, right? And that saves me from sending it to so many people out of excitement. Oh, this new music. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's wrong. No, I got the same 5 people that I send it to, like producers, DJs, other
Mhm.
rappers, another producer that ain't even make the beat,
Mm.
uh, supporters too, like real supporters that can tell me if this is on a line that made them a supporter.
Right.
Helps me build a strong connection with the fan base also,
Mm.
like a personable connection.
Right. 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 Right.
Oh, I got that new unreleased JAYARSON. They're like, what? Like, you know, I pick like a handful of people to do that with because it eliminates me oversaturating it.
Mhm.
I could drown them in it because when they hear it again, it's not even gonna sound like that no more.
Right.
You feel me? I
Right.
just for the basis of what I'm doing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
beat different. I might go redo the whole verse because now I mastered it and I don't like the punching. I might go redo the whole verse because I didn't punch it and I need to punch it for clarity because I talk with a list.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's just this shit is science and art, bro, mixed in together and it's special. Like I love to watch creators do their thing because everybody got a God given ability with that. Like, like how they process and how they cook. If you
Mhm.
artist, like it's art, bro, and art is beautiful. So even if I don't particularly like the genre of music,
Mhm.
I appreciate the art.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Same. 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 I tell other artists too. Like I can't tell you what you doing is not art. All
Right.
I can say is if I like it or not, but I can never discredit it from not
Yeah,
being art.
for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
And that's I grew up on. I grew up a collective way of looking at things because of that too. Somebody be like, cause when Lil Yachty came out, I was like, okay, I like his art. And my homeboys is like, what you know? Listen to the redhead kid. I'm like, bro, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? It's come to find out he writing all these hits,
Mhm.
writing for Drake, writing
Mhm.
for girls, like all these hits you singing. Dude was a part of that. I heard it. You just don't like his tone if you don't like it.
Mhm.
But people that like his tone. See what I'm saying? So I'm just using
Yeah.
an example. Like I've grown to like things that's different, appreciating the art.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter listened to Ken Carson, and I was like, let me see what this is. So then I peeped it. I'm like, okay, I like this.
Mhm.
And somebody that's over 25 might think I'm crazy.
Mhm.
Or over 30 might be like, man, what the hell are you listening to? You know what I'm saying? But this is all branch off of fusions of Future and Lil Uzi Vert.
Right.
That's so, and I like them.
Mhm.
People might think I'm crazy. I like Lil Uzi. No, I like Uzi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Uzi cold. Like, so because of that, because of what we talking about, my palette has increased.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I like that because now, I mean, I always was different anyway. Just my mom listened to Michael Bolton, Al Green, all these different things, and Tracy Chapman. None of this shit sound the same.
Oh, Tracy Chapman. Yep. Yep.
So none of this shit sound the same. Jazz and gospel and all these different influential things. So I listen to NERD. I might be listening to Gucci. I might
Yeah.
Nas. I listen to Jay-Z. You know,
Mhm.
Hot Boys. I listen to Lil Wayne. I listen to The Game. I listen to Rick Ross. I listen to Trick Daddy. I listen to Jada Kiss. I might hop in the car. I don't know what I might listen to. I listen to
Right.
um some pop shit. I don't even know the name of these people.
Right. Right.
So like
No, I feel you on that, bro. Because I'm to the point to where is either I like it or don't. I don't care what the genre is. I don't care if it's an underground artist or a popping artist. If it sound good, I like it. And if I really like it, I'm putting it on my playlist. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
So let me ask you something. What's
Mhm.
the collective that you've been listening to lately that would shock people?
Oh, shit, I think everything would. Now let me give you some background. I do all genres of music
Right.
except for country, like that old school country. I just couldn't never get with it because I felt like it ain't have no soul. No disrespect to the
And
genre, it don't have no soul.
I'm hearing you, dude. Country got some serious stories, bro.
They got the stories,
Right.
but like you got the you like the clear eyes guy telling you a story, or you got like who tell good stories? I don't know, somebody with more like energy or whatever, like Tupac telling you a story. Which one you gonna be more into? Tupac got that soul, that passion into it, and you got the clear eyes guy. Like you gonna fall asleep. You feel me? That's what I mean when I say that. Like that's my and that's the like the old. I understand they got the new country and it don't sound like traditional country or whatever. But I I like all music and I make all music. I wrote uh pop songs. I was part of a fusion band. You know, so there was
Crazy.
rap, rock, pop, all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I put out music, you know, it's young Gage. It's more, you know, hip hop
Right.
rap. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my first
For sure.
love. I love all types of music, and like if you was to come over, or if I sent you some tracks, you'll hear a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't think that I made. You know, I
Right.
got stockpile. You
Right.
know,
Right.
but let's see. I can't like I like Yukis.
Right.
I like Doja Cat.
Those
Uh,
are bro.
Doja a dog.
Those I'm talking about her song composition, bro. Like her
Mm-hmm.
bridges, her tone, her ability to catch the crowd at certain parts to make you remember the song.
Mm-hmm.
Her flow pattern,
Hmm.
bro, she hard.
She a beast. She a
When
beast.
I'm gonna tell you, like I'm gonna let you keep going after that, bro. My bad, but listen,
No,
when
you
I,
good.
bitch I'm a cow, bitch I'm a cow, I knew she was a problem. Let me hear you say moo, like moo, that repetitions in the hook and her in the background, la
Mm.
la la. I was like, she
Yeah,
hard.
it's just meticulously how she put it together. But
I'm,
it's I call it like I tell my brother this all the time. Like Fabulous and Big Sean, like they cold, but you don't realize how cold they are because it just don't sound like it. It's so effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? It's like they they punchlines are hard,
like,
but
I bounce back, come back with the 4-5. Big Sean is a maniac, bro.
it's not forced.
No,
You
it's
know what I'm
not.
saying? Like other artists, you can kind of hear they punchline because they get excited or the aggression they put into it. But like they say like some clever shit.
So
But
monotone.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I like stuff like that. But
Right.
like I listen to Royce the 5'9". Think he a dog like lyrically.
Right.
Um, I really ain't been listening. I'm just telling you people that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like Royce is a dog. I respect 50 Cent music, but more so his business and mindset. Uh, I'm a huge fan of Chameleon. The dude is a lyrical genius. I don't care what people say about him, how they feel about him. That dude is one of the coldest rappers to come out of Houston. I don't care. I don't
He
care.
is. He is.
And I'm a technician, and so every word means something. I don't use filler words. I don't even curse in my music.
Right.
You wouldn't know it. You probably since I told you if you listen to something, you're like, okay, yeah. But
I've heard,
in it,
heard it.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just like every word just means something. I'm a Bone Thugs fan.
Right.
Um, but I listen to everything though.
What's
Like I'm on the spot now, so my mind's scattered, so I
what's
can't,
what's one of the newer rappers that you've been listening to lately that's trendy? That you be like, I'm gonna give you an example, like D-Lo, Boss Man. All right, I'm more of a Boston Richie, Wiz Having,
yeah.
but D-Lo is crazy, right?
Uh-huh.
I listen to some of his songs, but I listen to a lot of the other guys' songs that I listed.
Right.
Give me an example.
Um, I honestly like some of the artists that's trending right now. Like my daughter keep me up on game.
Right.
Uh, but it's the R&B or the pop stuff that's trending now that catch my
I like Sizzle.
scissor dog.
Eh,
Um, but I like some of the newer cats
right.
like Trippy Red,
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of,
Trippy Red.
I like Carly Laurie too, bro. She hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause hit maker, consistent hit maker.
But I've been this past year and some change. Whenever I get in writing mode, project mode, I don't listen to too much of nothing. I understand that what goes in comes out, and I just try to stay as authentic as possible. That's one of my weird methods. Like when even when I used to do mixtapes, I didn't necessarily listen to these artists. I asked my dogs who had their ear to the street. I'm like, man, who popping right now? They say such and such. So I just go type in YouTube such and such instrumentals, and I find a beat that they made that I like, and I just rap to it. That way, it ain't. If it's any kind of semblance to it, it's by coincidence because I
Right,
didn't hear the song,
right,
because I want my true essence and style to go through it. And I just released two projects, working on a third,
right,
with the lyrical pressure and all that. So I hadn't really been diving in, but I did notice that when I put out my Sensei EP, I wasn't listening to no rap at all. And that was on purpose. I was listening to what I call like new neo soul, like Janae Aiko's and
right,
Methigos and stuff like that, because I felt like the words were alive. It wasn't dead words.
right,
It had soul or meaning behind it. So that vibration, instead of just words, just negative or like it's not thriving. I can't act these words out and
right.
have a positive outcome, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I did.
You know,
I did. I did.
I get kind of weird when it comes to my musical compositions and selections and stuff.
I,
You know what I mean?
I think. Yeah, it's weird for sure because I think like you have to be current, and to be current, you have to hear what's going on because the
Mm,
changes, everything changes, and like in the time we live in, every 2 months, you know,
mm-hmm.
sometimes the industry and the consumer want to hear hot mixes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when you don't tap in real time, you out of touch with what's going on, which could be a gift and a curse. To study the anatomy of what's going on,
Yo, definitely.
it make you it make you dated,
Right.
make your music out of touch with what's going on.
Mm.
And I had that theory at one point in time until like I got in there, and then everybody changed their flow, and I sounded like an old rapper. I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta change my flow. So after that, my flow always stay current. Not
Right.
sounding like what's going on exactly, but understanding the science of what's going on to be able to sound like me and implement what's going on.
Right. 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 Yeah. Nah. No doubt. You speaking facts. You're not the first person
Yeah.
to tell me that. And
So don't get in your head about that. Is why I'm telling you.
no, no. Oh, no, no, no.
Yeah,
Definitely not. Definitely
just,
not. Nah. I understand it. I understand it, and I think it's just a balance.
yeah,
You
sure.
know.
Yeah, you going
But
way.
I just know the way for me to give it my 110%. I gotta find something that motivates it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You seen the movie uh Avatar?
Yeah, I seen the first one, bro. I ain't see the second one.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm about to reference the first one.
Right.
You know how like it was one of them animals. He was like he had to stare it down for it to connect, and it was like
Right.
you don't choose it, it choose you. That's the same way I am with beats. I could rap to anything.
Right.
Back in the day, I used to say I had a universal flow because no matter what beat they put on, I could rap to it. But the only problem was, yeah, I could rap to anything, but the passion behind what I was doing was fleeting because I wasn't feeling the beat, or I wasn't feeling whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So I had to start picking beats that made me get up out the chair, made me want to be like, oh yeah, I gotta get on this. But I saw a big difference in how I rap to it. Now, I mean, I could still rap good on either one, but I rap better on the other ones. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
yeah, bro, I'm listening to you, but you gotta rap on all that shit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it keeps the rust off, and you
Mhm.
know what these people gonna want. So that verse that you feel like ain't had no passion to it
Mhm.
took off. Like, you know what I'm saying? The biggest thing is getting that shit out there. Cause
Mhm.
you can rap, you can cry on every track, nigga. I got
Mhm.
an album I'm working on, bro. It's called Dope Boy Tears, and I promise you, I probably cried in the boot on every song. But it don't mean nothing. Nobody will hear that pain or relate to it if I don't put it out.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. And I think as artists, bro, like just most artists are good at everything, bro.
Mhm.
Like, cause you're an artist. I can draw. I cut hair. Like,
Mhm.
niggas' talent is like you could have been anything
Mhm.
involving art, right? But your passion lies behind music, right?
Yes.
So the gift and the curse about being such a creator is that you're good at everything, bro. But
Mm.
you have to focus on one thing to be great at one thing.
Exactly.
So if I focus my talent on being great at mixing,
Mhm.
if I focus my talent on being great as a writer, if I focus my talent on being a great artist, a great performer,
Mhm.
it is almost impossible to be great at all these things when you're good at all these things.
Right.
So you have to learn how to be great at one thing, and then learn how to be great at another thing, and then
Mhm.
great at another thing, and be great. And now we talking about 40 years of work,
Right.
which is not logical.
Mhm.
Whatever's bringing in income and what you great at, that's what I recommend any artist to do. If you getting more money mixing and mastering than you getting as an artist, stop fucking being an artist, bro. Go mix,
Mhm.
learn how to be great. I don't care if you're just a good mixer and master and you feel like you're a great rapper, but if you're getting money mixing and mastering and feeding your family and taking care of your business, go fucking be great at mixing and mastering, bro. You
Definitely.
go spend 20 years trying to figure out how to get the money doing this and the money right there in front. We just got to be logical with ourselves, bro, and get out our ego and get out our way. And
Exactly.
that's the biggest thing, And I tell anybody, bro, if you not don't waste your time in life, bro, cause we ain't promised this shit. This shit is a luxury, a time.
Mm.
Don't waste your time on trying to do something because this what you want to do, bro.
Mhm.
That was working for you. Enhance that shit, bro.
Exactly.
That's what I tell niggas all the time. So
Yeah.
and it's conflicting, like for myself, just being good at everything when um shit, I'm still getting checks for rap.
Right.
I'm more like, what I'm saying? Like the day motherfucker tell me they want me on a podcast and I'm doing these things, doing podcasts and this shit, working in this organic, I'll be a podcaster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just I see what acting doing. It's there. I see it's in front of my face. That's why the transition is happening in front of their face in real time.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you can see it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mm.
like boom, okay. So the switch is easy because it's entertainment and entertainment. Like the focal on being a great actor is there. Like I'm focused on that. Like, but I got 3 albums and a deal on the table.
Right.
Like so like damn, like I don't it's not always that clear cut for me. So for somebody that is clear cut for on what's working for them,
Mhm.
like it's not that clear cut for me. So I envy somebody that's not able to make a clear cut choice when it's clear cut for them.
Mhm.
Not using envy in a negative manner, but using like, man, I wish I had that. I wish it was that clear cut for me because it helped me focus more.
Right.
And so
No, definitely. And I'm glad you said all that because that's actually one of my questions is what advice would you give to someone who is following those same footsteps, be it music or really we touched on everything.
yeah,
Um, so that's perfect. And I'm gonna ask you about your acting to dive a little deep into that and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
right. Let's go. I'm here.
All right. So what inspired your your acting endeavors?
Um, I don't know, bro. It was something that was natural. It wasn't.
Hmm.
I didn't try to do it. Like people started reaching out to me. I think like just seeing me on camera and stuff like that. Like it was like I got a personality that stands out, and it's just me being myself. And I think that just made sense. Like and people like seeing me on camera. And
Mm.
once I seen that, I just kind of like talking to the camera. Started off with talking to the camera, and like I always knew I'd be an actor though. Like I always knew I probably win an Emmy for a Grammy. Like
Mm.
up in the back of my head, I just always knew that. I saw it clear as day, right? And when people start reaching out to me to be in movies, like and I did a few movies. It started out with my people in Florida, and then I did a couple movies out there, and then I was in Superish. Shout out to Cali Oval and Hood Star Films. And after that, I did Sidewalk Steppers. I just did Sidewalk. I just Young Steppers too. I just was in that one. So it's just like just the brand that I created as a rapper. People that put movies together smart. It's easy to get a bunch of people. So when you get a bunch of people that I don't care if they got over 5K, 10K followers, you got 50 people in your movie that got
Mm.
over 10K followers. You got a great chance of capturing 10% of that number
Mhm.
that's going to actually buy the movie and watch it because they're people in it. It's like a numbers game. But they
Right.
pick anybody that is not alluring to the people. It's marketing. So I
Mhm.
understand that. So I understand like I have a decent following enough of people that want to tap into my marketing and my core fan base love when I'm on camera.
Right.
So all that because I am who I am as a rapper, it allowed me to step in that lane like confidently.
Right.
And so it wasn't and then like just being a student of the game, like watching dudes like Will Smith and Tupac and all these great people, LL Cool J, Ice T, all these great people that Ice Cube that transition into that. It was an easy transition for those people with those type of vibrant personalities, and you could take sound bites from any of my interviews, and it's as prominent as those dudes was. It's just not to that magnitude, but maybe it is by being blessed to have 9 million views, 2 million views, 3 million views, like in a situation. So you never know how it affected the world.
Right.
So I just think it was just something that was just an easy transition for me, and it's something that I enjoy. I genuinely love doing it.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's real dope, man.
yeah,
Well, we're gonna bring it to an end,
right,
and once again, I respect what you do. I
right.
respect your mindset, especially after this conversation we just had, dog. Um, hopefully, we can get some things in the works, on the music tip or whatever, however.
Light work, brother. I just gotta make sure it's something that you passionate about.
don't look, don't get me wrong. Like a lot of that stuff, like, and I resonate with everything you said because it's everything I'm actively
Oh,
going through and considering. But I just know I let me say this when it comes to my solo projects
right,
because I'm well aware because and I've seen this in my lifetime. My favorite song, the song I go crazy about, that's mine. People don't like it, and the song I'm like, people be like, man, oh, man. So I understand, like, you know what I'm saying. So I found that middle ground of seeing what people like from me
right,
and kind of staying in that little circle when I'm
I,
putting out music. You hear
so
me?
making music for yourself or for the people?
I mean, it's for the people, but it's for the people like myself.
Hey, you answer that question like a true politician, brother.
But with that being said, you've tuned into Behind the Grind podcast. We'll be tugging on the strings of all things art, entertainment, and music. I'm your host, Young Gage from Baton Rouge, born and raised, and we just concluded the interview with New Orleans' own JAYARSON.
Ah,
So let them know where they can find you at. Any projects you got this out right now? Anything you pushing?
um, at underscore JAYARSON. I swear you could Google JAYARSON, JAYARSON, one word, no space. And all my interviews and all that stuff will pull up, bro. Right now, I really just been um I'm working on a project and I ain't even tell nobody yet. By the time this drop, the world will know me and Pascal got a joint project dropping.
Okay.
I got like 2 or 3 projects dropping. I'm gonna drop Murder Cappy 2 this year. I mean,
Okay.
and if you want to go listen to find out who the DNA of J. Austin is, man, go look up in the meantime 2 and Murder Cappy. Listen to those 2 projects, and I promise you, like if somebody was to ask me, who are you? I'd give them those 2 projects to listen to. Either or, it really breaks down the DNA of who I am as an artist and a man. So go
That's
check
dope.
them on repeat. I promise you, you'll like them. I think them 2 albums are both no skippers, and I'm just pumping positivity, man. Leading by example as a man, and doing what I do, making my mark in the world, brother. Y'all stay tuned. Super is 2 coming. That's the movie that I was in initially, bro. I got so much other movies that I'm in, working on, and hopefully this year, me and my son, we was working on our own film.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that'll drop this year too, man. So God has been great, bro, blessing me with these opportunities, and I'm excited about life, bro.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man.
Good being here, man, for real.
I appreciate having you.